So what if the key to totally transforming your health, maybe even your life, wasn't some huge dramatic change, but something you could literally hold in your hand and check off day by day? It sounds almost too simple, right? But the science behind this idea is, well, it's pretty staggering.
Take this number, 40%. This one's a real showstopper. According to neuroscientists, that's the percentage of dementia cases that could potentially be avoided or at least delayed. And we're not talking about some miracle drug here. We're talking about the power of our simple daily choices. And look, this isn't just some hopeful theory. The American Journal of Lifestyle Medicine puts it in no uncertain terms. Our daily habits have an enormous impact on our health. So let's actually dig into the science behind these small but incredibly powerful actions. So, how in the world do these seemingly tiny daily actions pack such a massive punch? Well, it all comes down to the science of how we form habits, and that's exactly where we're going next. This whole idea is actually at the heart of a field called lifestyle medicine. It basically teaches us to see our daily choices, what we eat, how we move, how we deal with stress, not as little details, but as a seriously powerful form of medicine that can actively prevent and even treat disease. But let's be real for a second. We all know this, right? Building good habits can feel, well, impossible sometimes. It's one thing to know you should do something, but it's a completely different ballgame to actually do it day in and day out. And this is where we need a really important shift in how we think about it. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, has this brilliant way of putting it. He says, building a good habit isn't some big battle you have to win. It's more like cultivating a delicate flower one day at a time. It's about patience and consistency, not just pure force. Okay, so how do we actually do that? How do we cultivate that flower? Well, the answer is in a tool that's surprisingly simple but incredibly powerful, the daily checklist. So, what exactly are we talking about here? Think of a self-care checklist as your own personal playbook. It's your guide to the activities that truly nourish your well-being. And the key words there are personalized and nourish. This is definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. And look, this doesn't have to be some huge, complicated thing. For example, a checklist for mindful moments could have things as simple as checking in with your mood, or just pausing to take 5 deep breaths, or sending a text to a friend. These are tiny actions with a really big impact. Or you can get really specific with it. Let's say you're struggling with work-life balance. Well, your checklist might look more like this: making sure you take a full lunch break, or forcing yourself to shut off work notifications at night. It's all about setting those boundaries and taking back your time, one little check mark at a time. All right, let's get super practical. We're going to build out a really high-impact checklist together right now. And we're going to focus on one of the most important areas of all, our brain health. First up, and this comes straight from neuroscientists, is diet. Just notice how specific and, doable these items are. This isn't about some radical, crazy diet. It's about consistent, brain-friendly choices, like getting enough omega-3s from fish to really support your brain function. Next up, Pillar 2, mental stimulation. You've heard it before. The brain is like a muscle. You gotta use it or you start to lose it. Just 15 minutes of reading, doing a puzzle, or even better, trying to learn a new skill. That stuff builds new connections in your brain and keeps you sharp. Pillar number 3 is physical activity. And no, this doesn't mean you have to go run a marathon tomorrow. We're talking about 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise, like a brisk walk. That's really all it takes to see huge benefits for your brain and your body. Pillar 4 is so simple, but it is absolutely non-negotiable. Sleep. You've got to aim for about 7 hours a night. That's when your brain does all its important housekeeping, cleaning out toxins, locking in memories, and just recharging for the next day. It is so critical. And finally, Pillar 5 is stress and mood. Look at how simple these are. 10 minutes of morning sun to help set your body clock, 15 minutes of just chilling out and connecting with a friend. These are tiny little investments in your mental toughness. And here's the really incredible part. While this whole checklist is amazing for your brain, the benefits they ripple out through your entire body. These exact same habits have a massive impact on your physical health too. I mean, just look at these numbers. These come from major scientific studies. We're talking about the potential to eliminate 80% of heart disease cases and over 91% of diabetes cases in women. And globally, that could mean preventing 3 to 4 million cancer cases every single year. That's the mind-blowing power of our daily choices. Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory.
But how do we actually make these habits stick for the long haul? Let's break down a simple game plan that can really help.
It really just boils down to 3 simple steps. First, you've got to define what you need. What are you actually trying to achieve? Second, make small, gradual changes. Don't try to change everything all at once. Start small. And third, find someone to keep you accountable. Just sharing your goals makes you so much more likely to see them through.
You know, there's this great quote from Admiral William McRaven that just captures this perfectly. He says if you just make your bed every morning, you've already accomplished the first task of the day. And that little win, that little bit of pride, encourages you to do the next thing and the next. That one tiny habit creates a ripple effect of success for your whole day.
So you see, it all comes back to that beautiful idea of just gentle daily cultivation. It doesn't matter if it's making your bed or taking a walk. Each small action is like tending to that delicate flower, helping it grow stronger and stronger over time.
And that really brings us to the big question for you. After hearing all this, what's that one first delicate flower you're going to start taking care of today?